What's the motherfucking deal, Sauce Nation? Pardon me, excuse me, pardon me. Y'all know it gets a little toasty up in here for some reason. I had to do some last minute shenanigans. I was running back and forth and got extra sweaty, so that was a delay. Otherwise, I would have been on time. But welcome to Sauce Sports. If you're not familiar with Sauce Sports is a Houston, Texas homer network, so that means we're talking all sports, but only Houston. So with that being said, let's just get in it to win it. First and foremost, y'all know how it goes, man. We cannot get the party started without, excuse me, good grief, I'm burping all in your ear and shit, without recognizing the guests, man, and see who we have on the guest list this evening, who's in attendance with us. Let me make sure we got the sound a little bit better. I think I'm a little low here. Y'all let me know how that sounds. And let's just get into winning, man. Like I said, we can't get this party started without the Sauce Nation roll call. If you're not familiar with the roll call, if you are from Houston, man, shout out your side with pride. If you're not from the city, then, you know, let me know where to send a little bit of digital computer love. You know what I'm saying? Represent your hood, set, block, avenue, country, you know, boulevard, cul-de-sac. You know, if you stay in a garage apartment, if you stay in a condo, if you stay in a motherfucking mansion, if you stay in a box, I don't even matter, man. Just let me know where to send that love. Because like I say, it's all love on this end, and I appreciate y'all, each and every one of you, because there is no sauce without the freshest motherfucking ingredients. And then just when you think you cool down, you sweat even more. But I hope y'all are all having a superb Sunday. I hope everything is going well. I hope life is working in your favor. We're going to talk about some things. We're going to talk about counting chickens before they hatch. We're going to talk about the state of the Houston media, in my opinion, and a couple other things. But let's see who we got in here, man. And then first, let's get the live chat. We don't want top chat, y'all cool, but we need that live chat. Let's see who we got in the mix. Diamond, TK Banks, Miss Voodoo C, what's the motherfucking deal? Asmel, Trey, what's shaking? Jamil, what's the motherfucking deal? Let me see. Jose, what's the motherfucking deal? Want to shout out to Wave Laredo already. Okay, I see H-Town in the house, see Richmond in the house already, South Park in the motherfucking house already. T-Real, what's the motherfucking deal? H-Town born and raised, it is what it is. Lazaire and Chriswell, what's the motherfucking deal? Northeast Houston already, still waiting for greatness. Let me just look, I'm still waiting to dry up here.
That's too much sauce.
Already.
Shout out to France and that 19-year-old Mbappe.
Mbappe got all the boppers. Appreciate the love, Ashmel, man, stirring up the sauce with a super saucy super chat, man. Arkansas in the motherfucking house. I see you, the coon, the Q. I see South Park in the house. I see Yellowstone, Yellow Bones off Yellowstone. We're gonna talk about Capella a little bit. We're gonna talk about plenty of things. What's the motherfucking deal, Voodoo Child? So we got the Mr. and the Mrs. in already. Like I say, the best moderator couple in all the world. It's always good to see y'all. Did I eat Wingstop? Yes, I saw some. I ate some fucking Wingstop. Don't judge me. DeMarcus, what's the motherfucking deal? Let me see. I see T-Real. Let's see. Make sure I ain't missing nobody. Lewis Porter, what's the motherfucking deal? Okay, make sure I ain't overlooking anybody, but I think we're good to go. So, like I said, we're going to talk about some shit tonight, man. And we're going to talk about counting our chickens before they hatch, because we've kind of been in this scenario before where we've expected things to go one way, but then it was a different outcome. Main account, what's the motherfucking deal? And things kind of went a different way. So I want to try to tell everybody, let's not get too excited, man, until we have some concrete information, until we have some concrete answers. Again, excuse me, man. This ain't even the right tile. This is the fucking computer clean tile. Just grab whatever. I fucking wipe my face with this old shit. Fuck it. It is what it is. I ain't too good. Gotta get the sweat going. Okay, so get my ice water and shit. Hold on. But you know, we talking about the Capella situation, and you know, you hear it's almost a foregone conclusion that you know, that Carmela's gonna be here and all those other good things. But until it's a fact, I'm no longer going to get excited, even though I'm on the, you know, it's pretty much a done deal train. I'm not going to get excited because in the world we live in, man, anything can happen. And yes, the sauce line is open if you want to text. We won't be taking calls until later on in the show once we kind of get closer to the end, last 15, 20 minutes or so. You know, y'all want to have any thoughts or things that y'all want to call in and share, we'll make sure to make sure to take your calls. So, what the hell is this? So, we're just going to discuss about, other options, rumors that we've heard, and this is just a little bit of speculation, man. Like I say, possibilities, just in case, you got to have a contingency plan just in case the things that you expect don't shake. And then, like I said, a little bit, we're going to talk about Houston media, and it's to the point where it disgusts me. But, again, like I say, the Rodney Hood thing, yes, absolutely. That's something I want to discuss. And I agree with you, still waiting. He hasn't been released yet. OKC may be trying to make a trade, trying to make a play so they can try to save a couple of dollars, so they can pay Paul George. Yes, like Kevin Garnett, not Durant. Snaking is possible with Durant. Anything is possible. Even your wife taking all your stuff, like what just happened to KG. Well, he just got divorced, so I'm not mistaken, or she's filing for divorce. And so she going to take all that shit. She going to get a couple of rings and some other shit. You know what I'm saying? Anything is possible. I guess she doesn't smell like Cheerios. Berkeley boss Ed, man, what's the motherfucker deal? No, we did not sign Rodney Hood. They're just possibilities. And Kevin Love is also a possibility, but the Cavs are going to want an arm and a leg and a head for Kevin Love. And the thing is, we barely got a couple of toes left to to trade out. Buenos Aires in the motherfucking house. International sauce. You know what I'm saying? And so that's always good. Shout out to Heidi. Good to see you. Man, it's like I'm just dripping sauce tonight. I can't, I ain't tripping. I must be dripping. Obey your thirst. Drink water. Water.
It's too much sauce.
She wasn't with him shooting in the gym. Tears of joy.
Nah, she was shopping while he was shooting. But that's all of it is, man. You fall in love with the wrong one. Well, just consider it half done, because half your shit gonna be done for. Rodney Hood would be a very interesting pickup. I wouldn't want to spend too much on him. I'm cool with the Ennis thing because I think Ennis is going to have an opportunity. And I think we've kind of overlooked. Me personally, I think I've kind of overlooked it a little bit. And let's just bring that up. I think the Ennis thing is going to be a little bit more interesting than it was. He's not really like a high volume guy. He's not a guy that has just great stats. But 335. You know what I'm saying? Yes, and I appreciate you writing that essay. Essay, I appreciate the essay. Nah. Is that racist? Is that me being racist against the Hispanics? I don't know. I got a bad lumping everybody in one category, but it's all love. But I think with what he's going to bring to the table, because you kind of got to look at, like the resurgence of Gerald Green. And Gerald Green was never just a big name. I mean, we knew him from the city, but around the league, I don't ever think he just got that kind of love, that he did like this year playing with the Rockets. It was like only American Mexicans say essay. All right, essay. I'll save that for Cinco de Mayo then. But like I say, Gerald Green came here and his career just, it hit a new peak. I think there's the combination of coaching, the analytics, or some people like manalytics, Colin Coward. I think that the Ennis signing may pan out to be a little bit better than we thought. I'm not saying he's going to start. I'm not saying he's not going to break any records or anything, but I think that he will have the best production. I guess I'll call some crow on that. I think he will have the best production that he's had yet in his career. So that's just something. That's somebody I'm going to keep an eye on, because again, I was kind of looking back at the game. I want to say it was like not last year. Well, yeah, last year still. It's 2018. About a year ago, or a year and some change, when they played against the Rockets, and he was primarily tasked with guarding James Harden, and he did a pretty solid job. James had a significant amount of turnovers. He wasn't really hitting the shots that he was normally used to getting, and he had put good pressure on him without fouling. And so if you can guard what most people say is one of the most unguardable players in the league, I don't think that we'll have too much trouble with him, you know, filling in the role of the Reza or Mute now. I don't know immediately if he's going to give you that, but we're going to see. We're going to see. So, again, though, like I say, I'm going to hold my horses until the Carmelo deal is official. I'm not going to get excited about any situation with Clint Capella other than I feel like we resign him, but I don't know if Clint Capella is going to be a long-term guy. And say San Antonio and LA boycott Honcho right now. Yeah, they may be a little bit upset with that. They'll be all right though. They'll be A-okay. Well, you know, hey, I like the big girls. I don't know, they might not give me no big girl love in San Antonio. Damn it. But the thing is, we're excited as Rockets fans because we came so close, but close with no cigar. And we want to see improvement. We want to see upgrades. We want to see these things. And, you know, the media's talking about, oh, we lost this and we lost that and they'll never be the same. And right now it is 7-13, so I should do a raffle at 7-13. 713, you know, got to represent. I was supposed to start doing that weeks ago, but I forgot. And I just only happened to look at the clock because somebody texted it on the sauce line. And so, see it at 713 reminded me. And we'll do a raffle now. I think that makes the most sense. But again, you know, I was mentioning something about the state of the media in Houston, and it keeps bothering me. And I'm gonna talk about it, but Capella, honestly, like the way it feels to me, it's like it's gonna be a 1 year. And then he's going to bounce unless somehow the Rockets just free up a bunch of money, and or he just takes a step up, and then they're willing to pay him that $100 million. I honestly don't think he wants to leave, but I think there is pressure. Excuse me, I'm getting all the burps and everything. I think there is outside pressure on him, agents, maybe family, I don't know, to take the money. But again, you know, having a chance at $85-90 million and turning that down for what that skill set is, again, he's a man. He knows his own wealth. He knows his own value. So I can't say that he needs to do this, that, or the third. But okay, matter of fact, the text that came in says, "Why does Capella want $100 million? He ain't even worth $80 million. If he hits higher than 70% free throw shooting, then maybe. Still has a lot to prove. If that's the case, I would trade him rather than losing for nothing." Now, I wouldn't go that far because Capella was one of the better centers in the NBA. We saw in the playoffs that, you know, he held down what many considered the future in Rudy Gobert, in Karl Anthony Towns, and made them look pedestrian. So my thing is, I wouldn't go as far as to say he's not worth $80 million. If we're giving guys, you know, like Parker, I think he's a better prospect than Parker. I think if you're giving guys like Rhino $20 million a year, you have to look at it and say, if he at some point in time in Rhino's career, somebody said that guy's worth $20 million a year. If I'm Clint Capella, I know that I produce more than Rhino does. I mean, we're talking about what he was like second in the league in blocks. Again, held it down defensively. It got exposed against the Warriors, and we know that, but that's the Warriors, and we exposed them in their Hampton 5. So there was a trade-off in that aspect of it. But here, actually, let me update the thing too. So I'm not going to say that he's not worth 80. He's definitely worth $80 million. You know, but the fact that they offered him 5 for 85, 15 a year, I think he's still looking at it like all these other guys are getting 20 million. Why can't I get 20 million? And I think that's kind of where his mind is. And I can't necessarily blame him for feeling that way. Let me make sure. Unless I got a better name. So I wouldn't say that he's not worth it, but I just think that, yeah, that's what I say. Right under that 100 mil mark, I don't think so. You know, I think, and the thing is, like I say, if you, why not? Trust me, you stand here, one, you're gonna eat because you're gonna generate a lot of attention. You go elsewhere for the money, you're gonna make that money up in some other ways, endorsements and other stuff. The city of Houston will love you. But if you go elsewhere, I think he's going to get exposed for, the limited skill set. I don't want to say limited, but his limitations will get exposed. I think his agent has a big influence on what he's thinking. Shit, the agent wants to get paid too. The agent, he's going to get a cut of a certain percent of, what is it like? Anywhere from, I think someone from like 6 to 15. It depends on what it is and who they are. So what I'm saying is that, of course, hey, this is a chance that this guy can get a payday. The NBA is throwing money around. Shit, I'm trying to get paid too. As hey, you just wait. I'm gonna get you. So that's why his agent was out there desperately calling teams, because obviously the attention isn't there. If that we were able to get rid of Anderson, I think that they definitely would, just to solidify. Because I mean, whoever the fuck is honking outside, gotta go plant my foot in their ass. But anyway, I think they definitely would. How you doing, Unique? It's always good to see you. MC Vice, good to see you. Dr. Rabbit, everybody else who slid in just a little while ago, my bad. What's the motherfucking deal? Good to see all of y'all. The players union limit age is only 2%. Oh, good grief. Oh, if you love Honcho, then all the honking stops, right? Well, there you go. Hey, there we go. Who the fuck is that? Anyway, so here's the deal. Yeah, 2% of 100 million. You eating pretty good. You can say fuck all your other clients. But my thing is, I would like to see Capella remain a Rocket, because again, I think that he still has room to grow. I think the more that he works with Olajuwon, the better off he will be. And if I'm Capella, I look at it like that. I need to look at my long-term career, because Capella, let's be honest, he's not the most athletic big man, but he has great hustle and he plays hard. And that's the thing that I like about Capella, is he plays hard. He gives it his all. Just now starting to kind of get the endurance up. And I'm just kind of thinking, what do the Rockets try to use against him to say, well, this is why we can't give you that money? The limited minutes. I mean, I think that's a legitimate concern. Hey, your skill set outside of James Harden and Chris Paul, what are you doing? What do you do to create your own buckets? What are you doing as far as offensively? Defensively, he's a dominant presence, so I'm not going to take anything away from him on the defensive end. We've seen him step up and guard, attempt to guard point guards, but he'll guard anybody, and so I give him that. My thing is, I think that Capella's a very capable guy. I think that he's willing to put the work in. I think that if he's smart, you would have took that $85 million here in Houston. And again, like I say, think long term, 4 or 5 years from now, you're a little bit older, but the skill set that you're going to develop, getting that free Olajuwon tutelage that you're not going to get elsewhere. Nobody else is going to be able to develop you as a big man anywhere else, because think of all the greats and former big, they don't work with guys like that. They're not schooling these young guys like that. Olajuwon loves Houston, and he wants to see Houston succeed. He wants Houston to get another ring. Calvin Murphy, I don't know if he loves Houston as much as when he sees James Harden breaks his records and things like that, but he loves Houston any other time. But Olajuwon don't give a shit. Olajuwon wants this city to thrive, and that's why I love Olajuwon and what he's done for this town. And like I say, he works with everybody. He works with Dwight, and Dwight wasn't even right. And again, I think he's added a big asset to Capella's game. I think Capella needs to consider that, because now, they say, you take this money now, that will extend your value in the future, but trying to get as much as you can right now, you go somewhere else, I don't think that skill set will develop, and I think that, his next payday won't be as great. So I think that he stays here, he gets it right. Again, you're going to have you're going to have Chris Paul and James Harden for the next few years, so you have solidarity in that aspect.
It's too much sauce.
Leonard over Capella any day.
Leonard over Capella any day. Well, again, like I say, there's definitely asset, but I say I like Capella, man. I'm not gonna say from day one. I saw the hustle in him. Of course, he could only run up and go down the court maybe 3 times before gassing out, but he has the drive, and I think he has the will to want to be great, and I think he has a great story behind him. But again, if the money is that big of a factor, I don't think he's making the wisest decision. I think there are influences like his agent and things like that behind him affecting him. Talking about Carmelo, and again, like I say, I don't want to get overhyped on the hype train, and I'm pretty sure he's going to get released, and I'm pretty sure that that's not going to be an issue with OKC, that they want to get him out of there. But again, I'm not going to say that it's a guarantee that he's coming to Houston yet. We've seen all the little signs. Yeah, we saw his agent, or not his agent, his business manager talking with Morey and those guys. That sounds good to us, though. Unique look good. It sounds good to us when we talking about, it should be for the love of the game because we want to see him win. But at the same time, those guys, again, you can take an injury. You could never play the same again. It could be a whole lot of factors that play into it. And so I'm not going to discount that. But me personally, I would agree with you. Just how I want it. Look, tell Morey and not Morey, tell Fertitta to go ahead and slide him a couple of extra bucks on the back end, and we'll be all right. But again, like I say, with Carmelo, I'm not going to go ahead. I'm not going to put it. We're talking about his Swiss bank account. I'm not going to say Carmelo's money in the bank, because that LeBron James, he's a sneaky, conniving motherfucker. I don't trust him. You know what I'm saying? And you say Melo is done. Well, I mean, that's what I mean. Melo's been done, though. That's the thing. And a lot of people don't care for Melo. But here's what you got to realize is Melo's not going to be expected in Houston to do what other people expect him to do. And all Melo's going to have to do is catch and shoot. And I want to say his percentage from the catch and shoot was actually higher than it has been. Maybe was it in his, well, I won't say in his entire career, but it was up there. It was a nice percentage. That's all he's going to have to do, sit in the corner and shoot threes. I mean, Melo can still shoot. We don't expect him to expend much energy as far as defensively. Now, he's going to be a liability on that end. But that's the thing, is like people are expecting we're going to have to get Melo and 44%. Yeah, absolutely. We're going to expect Melo to do all this stuff. No, that's not what I'm not expecting. Like, Melo comes here, I'm not thinking about Melo is a big three. Like, that's not the thing. Like, that's not my imagination. I know some people are thinking, oh, well, he's busted. He's not. Melo can still get you some buckets. And so, I don't know. We're not going to pay him that much. He's going to get a couple of million. That's about it. Maybe 5 or 6. They're not. They would be stupid to break the rest of the bank on Carmelo. It's not going to be that much. But MLE at best. If anything more than that, then we got a problem. You just got to have a score, and Melo can score, because if we can, like I say, we can. The defense is not replaced. We have not replaced Ariza and Mute, but I think this is going to be a big plus. Very interesting to see some of the younger guys coming up there. They're going to need some experience, so I'm not going to rely heavily on them. But Melo's not going to be – Melo can get you still 16 to 20 points a game, and so that's not an issue. I mean, you still need that, because you lost about 12 out of Ariza. And about the same by Mute when he was playing, but then he kind of fell off later on with the shoulder injury. So I don't know what his average ended up at the end of the year. And then with Ryan Anderson, you just can't count. I mean, Melo was an upgrade over Ryan Anderson. And again, like I say, with where we are, with the way that James Harden and Chris Paul's drawing defenders, it's going to be a cakewalk for Melo. And so he's going to have a different situation than he had in OKC. Playing with Russell Westbrook makes everybody look bad. I mean, shit. Look what happened with Victor Oladipo. Playing with Russell Westbrook, people said Oladipo was trash or he wasn't good and this, that, and the third. Goes on and wins most improved, you know what I mean? Become one of the better players in the NBA. Everybody leaves Russell Westbrook and becomes better. It's the Westbrook effect. So when Carmelo leaves, he comes to Houston, I guarantee he has better numbers in Houston than he did when he was with OKC. That's a guarantee. I put crow on that. If he comes to Houston, but I'm not going to guarantee him coming to Houston. But if he does, Melo will have better numbers than he did in OKC. Now, here's something I want to talk about. Last few days, here and there, I've been out and about, and I have to take care of some stuff and some things going on. And so, I'm in the car, and I have the phone on. I listen to the music via Bluetooth. But like I said, I'm starting to work on comparing myself, see what I bring to the table as compared to, other hosts, sports commentators in the city. What kind of commentary, what kind of things these stations talk about. And I come across a lot of it is shit that we've already discussed. And I don't understand. I'm like, man, you got all these people that work for you. How do y'all get this information so late? How do y'all talk about these things? So, I mean, is it that bad? Like on sports radio? I mean, these people come up with they think are refreshing and new ideas of this shit that we've done, you know, in the sauce months ago. But again, that's not neither here nor there. It doesn't matter if nobody sees it, right? But I'm just listening to it, and I'm listening to 97.9, and I'm listening to what's the other station? Is it 93.7 or whatever it is, and just various stations. I'm just turning the knob, and I'm just like, man, radio in Houston is bad. It's bad. Media, period. The news. When they talk about sports, they talk about other shit more than they even really talk about Houston. Of course, the Astros get the love now because they won something, so it's it's a hot topic. But, and I know it's not necessarily football season right now, but in the times I have watched Houston media and football, it's the fucking news anchors don't care. They're just reading whatever the fuck is going on. Radio is dead. I agree, it is dead. And like I said, I notice little things. And I know that the radio crowd is not the same as this crowd. You know, the radio crowd is old people who've been listening to the shit for however long it's fucking been around. You know, it's pathetic, man. It just, the conversations, the things that they say, it bothers me. And then you have a certain demographic that they pander to, and I don't necessarily care for it, but it's not me. But like I say, you know, the bias on the things that they say. Because did you guys see apparently, and you heard it here a long time ago when the news first came out, I told y'all that the Shady McCoy girlfriend is saying that, she doesn't think, now she doesn't know if it was him. Now she's not sure if it is, so you worked at radio here in Houston, and they've been dead since 05. I probably believe you. It seems like it's just, what's the shit the alligators do? The fucking death roll. It's just kind of, it's over with. Josh, it just needs to be thrown off a roof. I don't see how people welcome him back from Philly to wherever else. He's I don't know. I'm not a big fan at all. But, again, but that's what I'm saying. You have all these people, you have all this stuff going on, and how are they not able to put together more interesting programming? I mean, like, I just sit there and think, like, all the time, I just, this would be a good idea. This would be dope. You know, like, how can you not, like, what is the problem? But again, I guess you got to cater to the crowd, and you got to do what you got to do. How was that experience, Durf Dog? Man, every time I hear that name, it makes me want to laugh. I think that's a great name, Durf Dog Magoonie. And then when you have experience and do research, they don't want to pay you. Because that's the problem, is the money is radio losing money. But here's the thing: Shady apparently threatened her life before then, and all this other stuff. So why come out now? Why go to a lawyer? Why do all those things? I don't think it had anything to do with that. I'm still trying to figure out, why would he do something, you know, a day or two before, you know, you have a court date for an eviction? Scotty Durf Dog. Scotty's not that cool. You know. No word? No. Shady said to text you next. But my thing is, you know, why go through all the rest of that process then? Again, like I say, I honestly don't put it past the cousin who was involved in it. But anyway, like I say, listen to the radio and just, they don't even open it. When he sent the girl, like they just automatically, people, and I guess that's people as a whole, because I've seen a lot of people on Twitter and stuff too. Well, I just automatically side with women until I hear different. Now, you'll never hear me say no shit like that. I love y'all ladies, okay? I love ladies. I like hoes. Don't care for bitches that much. But there's differences. But what happened, though, what really had me thinking about it is, like, shortly, actually, like right before we got into the sauce, I ran to the store to go get some stuff. And I guess that they syndicate this no pay, crooked, shady behind the scenes. Oh, well, good. I definitely don't want any parts of that. I guess they syndicate this New York show, and the vibe from the New York show, one, they definitely, like, they were talking about baseball and they were talking about all the good teams, and conveniently didn't mention the Astros. We know why. But my thing is just that, my thing is like, there's a whole different vibe to that show and to how that kind of operated than to what we do out here. Like, we try to play, or they try to play, not we. They try to play the good guy role, and we're just so wholesome, and we don't. It was funny because I forgot who it was. It might have been Lopez or one of them dudes. Remember those dope smokers, and who was it? I forgot what year that was, and that when the Texans had a couple of dudes smoking the cigar out there. But like, just the shit that they say, man, it's just like, come on, dude, like. Y'all got to realize, like, you're killing yourselves, because the people that you cater to, obviously people who need testosterone replacements, hair replacements, and everything else, because that's what all the commercials are. It's always about some fucking testosterone shit or some dick pills. Your fucking demographic is fading out, and you have a whole new fucking generation coming in. And they try to be cool and operate on the Twitters, on the Twitters, on the Twitter, getting all the information. But I think that they're overlooking a lot of things. And to me, it's just sad, man. Like, there needs to be some type of revitalization in the media. But I guess when you have the powers that be who feel like, I didn't say it was her fault, but it probably is her fault. Somehow, some way, she just gave the fucking jewelry back, especially if it was a loan fucking jewelry, like she wearing, and she like got all this fucking jewelry on, and yeah, I'm jumping subjects because I read the comments, but she's fucking sleeping in the house. The house didn't have electricity and shit. She's getting fucking evicted, but she's some type of baller, or flexing on fucking Instagram and shit. Like I said, to me, that's trash. But anyway, get a goddamn jewelry back and move on with your fucking life. But there has to be some type of revamping, something. But I'm saying, with the powers that be, I guess they're so like people hate change, and man, that's what I'm glad you mentioned that, because I'm glad you mentioned that, Derv Dog, because that's something that was on my mind and I forgot to write that down. We're gonna talk about that, because JJ Watt's a good guy, and he does no wrong. But again, there's a lot of people out there who don't see anything wrong. Well, they already fired him, so it doesn't matter. But again, everybody's entitled to their opinion. But any other time something happens, people are so quick to disassociate themselves with any kind of whatever, before hearing any facts, before hearing anything else. We'll see. There's this dude, ATL family, dog, the simpiest simp ever. The simp son. Anyway, but like I say, there has to be a change, because again, otherwise, media is just going to fade all the way out, unless they're just like, fuck it, and they know that it's dying, and they're just saying, well, you know what, we're just going to milk this cow till the cow till it fucking runs out of milk. Fucking start milking pus out the motherfucker. It ain't even milk no more. It's just not good, man. Outside of the live coverage that they give you on games, outside of the live stuff that they give you, Astros and Rockets and Texans coverage, the radio is shit. And a lot of the people on it are shit. And people, I guess, are so used to the old voices, and they feel like, oh, we just keep bringing back these names. They recycle from station to station. Well, I used to be on 610, and then they get fired. Now I'm back. It was somebody who was telling me, I'm back, and I'm glad to be back. And, like, come on, man. You got to get out there and find some new faces. People want something new, something fresh, and you have to bring just a new culture. You got to look at YouTube, and I'm not saying me like on YouTube myself, but you got to look at some of these young creators and some of these people who get out there and they just have a different style about themselves, and people gravitate towards it. I'm not young, I'm a middle-aged man. These young creators, and they get out there and they just do things that attract millions and millions and millions of people. outside of the norm, outside of the original media box. And so something has to be done. But again, I just don't have to listen to the radio like that. The only time I really do is if I'm in the car and, you know, and hear it. So there's that. He said Colonel Sanders died in 81. No what they actually said, but I don't put it past him. Nah, I don't know. But like I said, I didn't even catch the whole thing he said. I tell you, but he was saying, but he said something about like the Papa John's guy said basically something about like Colonel Sanders could say nigger, but I can't, or something like that, or why can't I, or something like that. And y'all know me, I believe in freedom of speech. He has the right to say it, but you have to deal with all the repercussions that come with it. Just the same way that anything that I do or anybody else does, you have the right to. Never say I can't do this, I can't. Yeah, you can. You choose not to. You can say whatever the fuck you want to, but you just have to be willing to deal with whatever cost, whatever blowback, backlash, again, that happens with it. So if you don't want to deal with it, then you really just don't want to say it that bad. You know what I'm saying? That you have that ability. You have that privilege, you know. But again, you deal with it. That's because that's the society that we live in. What's up, Jason? Good to see you, man. Absolutely. There's always consequences, man. Like I say, but I tell people you have the right to do so. Nobody's stopping you. You just have to deal with everything that happens with that. And like I say, the same thing with me and the things I do. I know there's some not the brightest ideas that I have or things that I do, but guess what? Everything that I do, pause. No, doing is a natural thing. We're not going to get into that, but do you have to pause for something like that? Anyway, but everything that I do, I understand that there could be consequences, there could be benefits, and I embrace them all as one. So anyway, that's enough talking about the media. That's enough of that. And they got enough time out of me. But let's talk about the Papa John's thing, and then we're going to dive into the shady situation just a little bit more. Just because it's, you know, a little news around the way. But Louisville immediately jumped out of the fray. They took his name off it because that was one of the first things I thought about, because I remember playing at Louisville and, you know, Papa John's Stadium and all that other stuff when I was much younger. And so they disavowed any associations with him. They said, fuck it. Okay, we got a couple of texts in here. Let me see what we got to say. What do you think about those underwhelming performances in GSW hurting his value since they were the team to beat? I think that didn't help him. I don't necessarily think that the Rockets use that completely against Capella, but I'm sure they could use that to highlight his limitations. And so that's why they don't go to that mark. Again, I'm sure his agent's arguing something different. And, you know. Oh, and Kellen Winslow too. Yeah, we can talk about that. We can talk about a little sports negativity on this Sunday. So we'll talk about a couple of things. And let me we'll boot open the sauce line, kick the door open on the sauce line. And I'm mad, man. The fucking shit with the Kush line. They that shit said 2 hours. It's been like fucking 48 hours and still haven't heard anything back from them. So I might have to try to cancel that and maybe go with someone else. I'm very upset about that because I was excited. I was very excited about having the Kush line. Especially for the conversation we're going to have tonight. So make sure y'all tune into the Kush Den tonight. We're going to continue the reasons why I don't identify as pro-black. Now, don't get confused by what I said. But because people get upset, people, oh, you're a coon and all that other stuff, whatever. You know, I don't really give a shit what you think about me. But Shady McCoy, it's a shady situation. So remember the call back to the store when the black customer didn't tip? Oh man. Shady McCoy situation, very peculiar, very odd. It's hard for me to say that he did it. Now, if he did, he definitely needs to go to jail. If he was involved in some type of conspiracy to harm that lady, I'm not calling her. She's not a lady. To harm that chick, well, until I really get a good feel for her. But she's probably more on the bitch side, because he said multiple times before that he made statements to the police that he didn't even want to be involved with her because she threatened him. And so this is what you have to take into account, because when these women know that they have leverage on you, again, I've seen women do crazy things. I don't put anything past a woman. And again, when you're talking about, okay, I have a relationship with a multimillionaire, very popular celebrity. She's not a lady. She's not a fucking lady. Come on, man. She's a fucking Instagram thought, really, honestly. And I know that all I have to do is say rape or abuse or this, that, I mean, a couple of words out into the public and I can ruin you. Then, you know, you got to kind of figure out a way, well, how can I distance myself? How can I alleviate this problem? You have to be very careful. And so he said multiple times that, you know, he's tried to get the stuff. He's made statements to the police that he's afraid that she would try to set him up. Now, I'm not looking past that as, you know, hey, trying to throw him off the trail, because I can say, oh yeah, she's trying to set me up, and then I actually do some shit and then come out and holler it's the setup. So look, I'm looking at all sides of the story, but she's an Instagram thought, because here's what I mean. You're living in a house that you are being evicted from, you stunting and trying to do all this other stuff on Instagram for attention. You're an Instagram thought. For every sexist thing I say, you order another Papa John. I don't give a shit. I like the fucking garlic shit from Papa John. Order that give me that barbecue jalapeno chicken pizza. Just send it to the Sauce Sports Studios. That's my favorite. But that's what she is. I mean, let's be honest about it. It is what she is, because if it was about her really being a lady, she'd have called the police when those accusations of child abuse happen, when those accusations of animal abuse happen, when those accusations of drug use and steroids and all these things that happened. She would have made statements then, but somehow all that stuff was okay. There was no problem with that until, he wants the jewelry back. You know, maybe, you know, like I said, yes, if you're getting your face beat in like that, so that could look real ugly. But my thing is, say Dan's Pizza's the only pizza in my book. Well, Dan's? Okay, you have to let me know what's shaking with that. Excuse me. You to the edge, knowing they can exactly, man. They whooped dog. I'm telling you, because there's a reason why there's that saying. There's hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, and that's true, because she's not going to rely on logical or reasonable thoughts. She's not going to think fair and balanced like our favorite news network. She's going to run purely off high octane emotion, and shit, she's going to do whatever till she feels vindicated in ruining a man, until he's no longer at an elevated status, that he's in a position where he's basically below her feet. That she will not feel satisfied until then. So I don't put anything past any woman, but I don't put anything past anybody. But I'm not going to just jump on because she shows up with some pictures of her beat up that he did this. Anything could have happened. I know women who hang with motherfucking women and have set them up and put them in bad situations, have allowed very bad things to happen to them. This is more a Christian conversation, but and will sit there and be smiling in their face and patting them on the back, but be a part of the problem. So I wouldn't put it past the cousin being envious of her and her little lifestyle, realizing, okay, well, she about to lose all this shit. She about to lose the house. I can't hang with her in this house no more. I can't stunt with her on Instagram no more. Only thing she got left of value is this jewelry. I don't even like the bitch like that. Let me call one of my little partners from around the way to go ahead and take care of this little problem and make it look like he did it. All right, cool. And you're saying, well, the cousin got, or the friend got hit in the back. Okay, she got popped one time in the back of the head, dog. One time. There was a little minor hit. That ain't nothing. Hey, hit me too to make it look good. Because I'm, you know, so that way I don't look a particular kind of way. It's going to be worth it if it's going to be several $100,000 in jewelry or money or whatever coming in. A lot of people would be more than happy to get pistol whipped in the back of the head. Shit, 100K. I know a lot of people would be more than happy to get pistol whipped in the back of the head for 100K. I know motherfuckers got pistol whipped in the back of the head for free and took losses from it, not gaining anything. So trust me. I don't put anything past anybody, but that's just my take on it. That's just my thought of it. That's just, you know, my sauce on that. But again, everybody else is, oh, he did it. And I mean, it's automatically, oh, he did it. It happened. He's an NFL player. And, the big bad stereotype. I don't know. I haven't seen anything negative about Shady. I would think that with all the other shit going on, the way motherfuckers getting popped left and right for PED usage and drug usage and everything else, that something would have come out by now. I'm pretty sure that if that was the type of shit going on, there would have been videos and evidence that she would have kept just in case a situation like this occurred. So I'm not putting anything past it. So if she doesn't have that video evidence, she doesn't have the proof of it. I don't even know. So, next thing, I thought James HonchoSaucy. OJ didn't do it. Anyway, no, OJ probably did that shit. But OJ come walking in. Anyway, with that fucking walk, that fucking OJ. But the Papa John situation again. I believe in freedom of speech. Say whatever the fuck you want to say. Just be ready to take any consequences that happen to it. The people I feel bad for in the Papa John situation, and I don't know if I do, because you got two sides of the story. Because like I said, I was reading some things on it, and you got a lot of people who, again, we got a lot of underground isms in this country. And some people are buying more Papa Johns than ever. I'm going to Papa John's now. That's where I'm spending my money. And you got some people who probably don't eat Papa John's in the first place, talking about they boycotting Papa John's. And if anybody's affected by this, it's the delivery drivers who make their money on tips and things like that, who benefit from the tips and things like that, missing out on business. And so that's kind of who I feel bad for, if anybody. Papa John, the dude, he got plenty of money. Fuck him and his microwave oven. I don't give a shit about that dude in the first place. And if he felt that way, I always kind of had like an underlying suspicion, because he got the most all-American guys he could find in Watt and Peyton Manning to represent the brand. So I had my underlying suspicions anyway, but whatever. I don't really care. The Kellen Winslow thing. And again, the sauce line is open if y'all want to call in or text in. So the calls are available. But the Kellen Winslow situation, he's a soldier. He's a warrior. He's ready to go to war. They're trying to kill him. He's out there really trying to kill people or do whatever the fuck now. Now, I didn't hear all the charges, but I remember I heard something about it was some rape or something like that. Oh, yeah, they won, though. But see, Papa John, he started trying to, he was low-key showing signs of that just because he was losing money and everything else. But, again, if that was the problem, which I don't think that was the problem. I don't think the NFL had anything to do with it, because never trust a guy making pieces named Shaq. Tony, Sal, or Anthony. Yes, the sauce line is open, Dr. Rabbit. So what I'm thinking now is the Kellen Winslow situation, though. Very unfortunate, that fall from grace. That is a large stain on the family name, because initially, wasn't it, he was looking for, he claimed that he was looking for a home for his mother-in-law or something like that. And then, he's in there robbing people. He's stealing from people and things like that. Or what was it? Was a kidnapping charge thrown in there too? It was a lot of, yeah, I probably wouldn't buy any Heidi's fried chicken. I definitely wouldn't. All right, Unique. Glad you came through. Always good to see you. And hopefully we see you soon. Don't get overloaded with too much work. But my thing is Heidi's fried chicken. Yeah, I definitely would have to. I would have to pass on that one. I don't know why. I mean, usually once I get my cold water in, I ease up. What's going down, Clarence? What's good to see you? Paul Delgado, what's the motherfucking deal? I guess we have some beefing going on. We got a call coming in via the sauce line. Let's see who we got calling in. All right, what's the motherfucking deal? Who we got? Well, let me answer the bitch, huh? What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling in on the sauce line this evening?
What's the motherfucking deal, Honcho? This is your boy, Dr. Rabbit.
Dr. Rabbit, what's up? What's good, baby?
This isn't really Houston related, but what are your thoughts on Tony Romo's Super Bowl prediction? his Super Bowl prediction was it would be the Packers versus the Jaguars.
Okay. Here's the deal. I'm glad you mentioned it. I'm gonna hang up on you and I'm gonna talk about that. I appreciate you.
Wait.
Oh, you got something else? Okay, what you got?
All right. Before I go, I gotta say, real family has a dirty dick.
I definitely agree. Man, what is that? Top H Dank? Welcome to the sauce, the freshest flavor. Yes, real family definitely does have a dirty penis because he likes to wallow in the dirt like a pig, and he's a simp because he's not getting no real action. So, fuck real family. But the Packers versus the Jaguars, and I've been hearing a lot of people, and I heard some people actually talking about that earlier on the radio, saying is Blake Bortles good enough to be basically a Dilfer or a damn it who was the quarterback for the Bucks when they had that really good defense? Fucking can't think of his name. But one, the Jags won't be making the Super Bowl. I'm sorry, I know that gets you excited, Clarence, but they will not. And the Packers will not be making the Super Bowl either. And I'm not saying that the Texans are going Brad Johnson. Yeah, there we go. I couldn't think of it for shit. It was I don't know, what was I thinking? The Jags will be able to probably ride this defense out this year. Hold on one second. We got a call via the sauce line. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling on the sauce line?
Hey, man. What's up, man? This good thing?
Dirty Dick himself. What's the motherfucking deal?
Nah, man. See, I don't got a question, but I just wanted to clarify that after Rabbit is the bitch, and that A Honcho is a simp, and that's not the beast to out. That's all I got to say.
So all you got to say is a bunch of that. Get off my damn line. But here's the deal. It's the simp family. Appreciate you calling in with your simping ass. The Jags will be able to ride that defense out one more year, but again, I'm telling you, Blake is going to be the disappointment of Jags. They're going to run Blake out of town after this year. Trust me, because like I said, that defense is good enough to get them somewhere. But there will be an epic collapse, and it will happen at the hands of Blake Bortles. He's going to have to understand, if he can understand that he is a game manager, and if he doesn't play well, he's going to be a Walmart manager. He's going to have to, know his strengths and weaknesses and just really, like I say, take care of the ball. But I just don't think he's going to be able to do it, honestly. I think the original Blake Bortles is going to show up, and that defense is going to be highly upset at the end of the season because of all the work that they put in, and to have to deal with an inept quarterback like that. The Packers, no, I'm not hoping it's not going to be epic, because what's going to hit, why I'm saying it's going to be an epic collapse is because the dude's not good. You know this, man. Don't let's be realistic, Clarence. And again, that defense is going to win you some games. It's going to have you in contention. Fournette is going to get worn down because he's going to be the primary workload. And it's going to happen when you guys get behind a little bit, and you're going to have to rely on Blake. And he's just not going to be able to come through. He's not going to be able to do the do. And again, like I say, he's going to get y'all's hopes up. Y'all might have a decent record, think you're going to do some things. And like I say, we'll see at the end of the year. Y'all see what a real quarterback looks like. But it's not going to, it won't be the Jags. I don't necessarily have a prediction on who it's going to be. I'm going to have to look at some schedules and some other things. And the Packers, remember this year or the last year, he's not good. He's not elite. He's top 15. Stop talking. Stop, Clarence. Dude is not a top 15 quarterback. He's probably not even top 20. Again, he benefited heavily off that defense. Stop. You're talking crazy. Because, we got to talk about regression to the mean. Here's the thing. Yeah, I mean, the people in Jacksonville, they liked the little dude. He was like the third string dude. There was like a third string dude y'all had that he got more love than Blake or old buddy y'all had backing him up, man. What is that dude's name? what is the fucking dude's name? But yet y'all cornerbacks stay on his dick. Y'all's cornerback be on Watson's fucking Instagram more than any fucking body. Dude post a picture, and as soon as the shit get posted up 30 seconds later, how you get a picture, man? Like, Ramsey want to be a Texan so goddamn bad. He stay on Texan dick so bad. It's ridiculous, man. But, no, not Garrard. Who am I thinking of? They haven't been decent since. That's when they had Garrard. They had the other black dude behind him that was solid. They had Leftwich, Garrard. They had, was it Gray or something like that? But no, the guy that was backing him up last year. Who was your second string guy last year? God damn, I can't think of nobody's name. I can't lie. Yes, Henny. The third string guy. They liked the third string guy better than Henny and fucking Bortles. Like, because when he came in, they were cheering like. Nobody liked Bortles until, like I say, that defense, like the quarterback gets too much credit. That's my thing about in the NFL. The quarterback gets credit for shit that he doesn't necessarily do. That's why I say, you know, and I was arguing with some Titans fans about some stupid fucking stats they came up with. And they, analytics. I don't give a fuck about PFF or any of that shit. Analytics are for people who don't put sweat on the field. Because a quarterback can dump off a fucking 5-yard pass. And the motherfucker can break and take that bitch 80 yards. And the fucking quarterback going to get credit for an 85-yard pass. That he really wasn't even on him. But I was arguing with some Titans fans because, and y'all tell me if I'm wrong, okay? Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. Here it is, all right? They tried to make a comparison and then tried to justify, well, you know, raw stats don't mean anything. So then what you're basically saying is what you did was pointless. But yet they try to justify the pointlessness, and the guy probably was just upset because I called out the fact that you wasted your time trying to prove a non-point. But anyway, comparing Deshaun Watson's first 6.5 games and 6.5, even though they called it 7, they try to use the stats from all 7, and saying that, you know, well, this is to show that, you know, just because he had a good 7 games, that's not an indicator of what's going to happen in the future. And they try to like play me and try to talk me like crazy, like I'm crazy. Oh, so you're saying that, you know, 7 games is going to indicate what he's going to do for the? No, anybody who would believe that would be fucking stupid. There's too many factors that go into a football game. There's too many factors that go into a player and any other things. Like, he's going to have ups and downs. It's just what the fuck happens. I'm not expecting the dude to come out and throw fucking 5 touchdowns every fucking game. But this is the comparison that they made. They went and took, but this is what they took. His first 7 games as a rookie. Now, keep in mind, coming in, not expected to be the starter. You know, Savage is going to be the starter, all this other stuff. Now, these are factors that don't go into your analytics. And then took the second year, like the middle of the season, they and the dude even said I had to go with I went to 2016 and found Mariota's best 7 games and to show a compare. So he wanted to try to show that Mariota had a streak of 7 games that he played better than Deshaun Watson. So what I'm saying, so did the dude play more than 6.5 games? Come on, players, like, can you count? It's basic math, dog. The dude didn't start the first half of the fucking game, and then he went out in the after the fucking Seattle. So that's not a fucking excuse. It's a fucking fact. Now, you're talking about Mariota, who, again, had that whole first fucking season, again, so he's no longer a rookie. So it's not like comparing a rookie to a rookie. You're talking about a second-year player, and not even the beginning of his season. He's talking about that's half a game. It's fucking 6.5 games. Fucking and then you're talking about again in the middle of the season. So basically, it took a span of a sample size of Mariota's 23 games to Watson's 6.5, and then tried to justify making that comparison. In my mind, that doesn't make sense. Take Mariota's first fucking 7 games. Okay, take the first fucking 7 games, and then take Watson's first 7 games, or take any other rookie quarterback's first 7 games and make that comparison, because there's a whole lot of things that can happen. You can sit here and say, oh, well, that just shows that. It doesn't show anything, because you're comparing apples and oranges. These are 2 different fucking players. Show me Mariota's first 7 games, then show me the 7 games that he played where he had that great streak. To me, that makes more sense. Compare your player to himself. You can't compare what happened with this guy in these situations with football. There's so many different fucking players around you. So many things that change, a change in coaching staff, all these other things that happen. You can't, it's stupid. But yet people try to, it's math, so you don't like math? Like, it's not math. You're trying to justify this uneven comparison that doesn't make fucking sense. You're taking a second-year player who had one good stretch in his career, and you took the best 7 games, even the words that came out of him. I took the best 7 games of his. Who said that these were Watson's best 7 games? It was just the only 7 games that he fucking played. He might have a 10-game streak that's better than that. He may not ever play that well again. This is what I acknowledge. But the same thing is, you can't sit here and say, well, this shows that it's not, he's not going to forever play like that. No shit. But until it happens, you can't say that the man, right now the man has proven that he's baller. So to sit here and say, oh, well, he's not going to do it, he's not going to. Has he done it up until this point? Yes. Has it happened to where he's been unproven, where he's been proven wrong? No. So you're more likely to be incorrect at this point by using that sample size. But again, it's people outside of Houston because they see and they understand what's going on in the position that he's in, and they're envious because their quarterback cannot live up to Watson. So again, you just said, you didn't just say that I'm making stuff up. So you just sat there and said 6.5 games yourself, right? Because you just said I was talking crazy. I just said 6.5, and you was talking about 6.5 that I'm hating, right? Nobody said he went 6-0. But the Patriots game, did you watch that? Did you watch that? That ain't on Watson. That's a Corey Moore interception from the game being over with. The fucking Seattle game, that's a B.O.B. being timid, that's a fucking first down away from that game being over with. Again, they weren't wins. Doesn't matter. But he put up numbers that nobody else has done. On Seattle, nobody's done that. Nobody's done what Watson did to Seattle. These boys, your own fucking defense came out and said, man, that dude's the truth. He's the one. He should have played the whole game. Then they've running his mouth about him. They've been on his dick ever since they played the dude. The fucking Seattle Seahawks, the whole fucking Michael Bennett. Who talks about that like that in a loss, dog? Who remembers that kind of thing? Because they put pressure on them, made them boys play, made them fall in love with the game again. Because they were like, wow, nobody's ever done that to us. Not a Brady, not a fucking Rodgers, not a nobody, dog. Like, you guys are just looking at stats and then, he got hurt. Go look at what the man did, dog. If you got any respect for the game of football, if you have any real appreciation for the game of football outside of being a lame-ass Jags fan who finally got a year under their belt like that was worthwhile, you have to respect what that man did. You don't go 6.5 fucking games and get named in the top 100 as a rookie, dog, if you didn't do shit. Again, like I say, you're entitled to your opinion. I'm entitled to mine, but mine's right and yours wrong, and that's how that works. So like, there's certain shit you can't blame on the man when the coach took the ball out of his hands. There's certain things you can't put on it when you have safeties who can't fucking catch, like, you know what I mean? And then you put the ball back, and then it's Vrabel out there trying to stop Brady from going and getting it. I mean, that's on the defense. Like, that's not on Watson. Watson showed up and pulled up, man. Y'all are trying to take away and negate what this man did when it's a fucking team. And again, he did everything in his possible that was humanly possible to win. Other factors took that away. It was not against Watson. Let's stop, man. Dog, unproven again. Unproven. Just wait. We just wait till he does it to the Jags again, okay? Because like I say, he came in a situation where he's down and behind, and of course he had to air some shit out. It just wasn't a good look, and it was his first fucking game against a team that was, again, 1, underestimated because nobody gave a fuck about y'all. 2, we were coming off a lot of the Harvey shit, so people's minds were kind of elsewhere. There was a lot of other shit going on in the city. 3, again, like I said, still learning the game. It's going to be a new and improved, and y'all keep talking about, too bad knees, too bad. The dude was back out there dancing like the fucking next game and shit. So, I mean, y'all can say whatever y'all want to say. Y'all want him to be down bad. That's what y'all really, really want. Y'all just want to negate it because y'all are just hoping that he does not come back to form and isn't able to execute the way that he did when he absolutely will. So, again, and then that defense where everybody was, didn't y'all lose to the fucking Titans? Where that defense on the Titans where everybody was saying was so great, was supposed to be good this year, easily hung 57 on them. Shit, only reason he threw that extra interception because he was getting greedy in the first half, was trying to feed Hop. Like, come on, man. Like I say, anyway, trust me, y'all don't want it. Fucking, what's his name? I'm sure y'all are waiting on his ass because, Ramsey suspect as fuck. He waiting on some ass. That dude follows him on everything. I mean, literally, Deshaun Watson's biggest fan is Jalen Ramsey. DeAndre Hopkins' biggest fan is Jalen Ramsey. I'm telling y'all fuck around and don't pay that man. Y'all gonna open up an avenue. Ramsey is gonna come play with the fucking Houston Texans, dog. Because that motherfucker, he's the biggest Texans fan that's not in a fucking Texans jersey, dog. That dude's on every Texans player social media. Anytime Jalen Ramsey comes up, what's next in the conversation? DeAndre Hopkins. Every interview he does, he's talking about fucking DeAndre Hopkins, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not gonna shut nothing down, dog. You can shut down Savage and you can shut down all that other shit again. Wait and see. Just wait and see. Cause that dude, I mean, think about it, he has mad respect for him, right? Fucking Jalen don't show respect for too many people, so that means something. That means something. And that means that he has a fear of Watson. He's going to say that because he just going to talk his trash, but he going to get ate up on. I'm telling you. Just watch, dog. Just watch. Anyway, we going to slow it up. we going to wind it down. I appreciate y'all. Sauce Nation. Shout out to Asmel for showing some love, stirring up some super saucy super chat. I appreciate that. Rich the Kid, what's going down? Is okay. Oh yeah. Watch the ads. Yeah. If y'all see some ads, watch them hoes. Look, we trying to get these numbers up. Look, we got to replace the bullshit ass Houston media, man. We got to bring something to the table. But we'll be in the den here 9:00. We're going to be talking about continue the pro-black conversation, or why I don't identify as pro-black. But we're going to talk about some things and some solutions and some very interesting things that in the community that need to be discussed. So make sure you're there for that. That should be a very good one. We'll probably be on the mixer later on this evening. It'll probably be the last mixer that I do for a while because I got some other stuff going on and I need to dedicate a little bit more time to it. And so I'll be on the mixer tonight, but it'll probably be the last one, or maybe start moving them to weekends or something. We'll see. But so if you fuck with the mixer crew, make sure you're in there for that. But outside of that, man, I appreciate y'all. Tanacon 2.0. Oh, you talking about Fousey too? Fousey trying to do some shit? That dude there's been a scammer though, dog. But here's the deal. Like I say, we gonna eat. We gonna see. Y'all got Blake Bortles. That's freebies. Our sorry ass DBs that you say they eat on Blake Bortles for a buffet, the Blake Bortles buffet, dog. That's where most of them got their fucking career picks from, is Blake Bortles. But with that being said, man, is there anyone here worth checking out? Save it on the next episode. Okay, I'm gonna have to check it out. Like I said, I haven't really. I'm gonna have to look on the national scene. Like I said, I haven't paid too much attention to it. I'll have to do some research. But that's a good one. Let me write that down. Let me look into that. But again, man, I appreciate y'all, and we'll be in the Kush Den. I appreciate everybody who's been stirring up sauce, stirring up flavors, man. Tell your friends about the sauce, man. We got to make this thing grow. Of course, they're going to be looking for, camp is going to be coming up soon. They're going to be looking for something to talk about. They're going to want to be able to share their thoughts and opinions. I know you guys want to share your thoughts and opinions. So look, direct them to the flavor, because it's all good here. We ain't going to have y'all on hold for an hour and shit. Shit, we might fuck around, call you back if we miss your call. That's how we get down in the sauce, man. Like I say, it's nothing but love. There is no sauce if there is no Sauce Nation. So I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I appreciate the fact that you take the time to stir up the flavor with me, because time is the one asset that you can never, ever get back, man. And like I say, I never take that for granted. But with that being said, I'm going to chunk up the deuce. I'm going to catch y'all there in about 45 minutes or so, 50 minutes, whatever it may be. With that being said, we out. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool. Stay saucy.